everyone, welcome to the next Advent picture, from Agotapop's Christmas countdown. We have a cupcake to colour, so if you don't have this page, any cupcake, you could colour along with me, although this one's quite unusual as it has a hat, a tree and a gift on it. But let's get going. I'm thinking I might start with the tree. I'm just choosing the green. I never know what green to use. There's too many to choose from. I think I'm going to use the pine green. I was also a little bit stumped as to what to do for the background colour. We've used lots of colours already. I'm going to make it a little bit darker at the top and just sort of fade it downwards a bit. And then under here, quite dark. Yeah, I had an idea for the background, but I don't know if it's going to work. It sort of depends what I use for the rest, what colours I use for the rest. Just layering up a little bit, warming myself up as well. There we go. Okay, trying to find where to put my pencil. Now the hat, it's got to be red. It's a Christmas hat. What shade shall we use? What's that? I think I use this. No, I'm not going to use that. I've changed my mind. I use the deep scarlet red. I've used it quite a lot on this page, but I think it's a good colour for a Santa hat. I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to colour in the bobble and the furry bit or leave them. I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see how it goes. It's quite nice in some ways, making them look furry, but I'm thinking if it's a cake decoration, it's probably made of icing, so I don't think it would be furry. I'm trying to make it a little more intense down here. A few more layers. I think I'm going to use a darker pencil in a minute. Once I've got enough down for my satisfaction, I'm going to use the dark, no, we'll use the middle cadmium red. Just do a little bit along here and here, but particularly in there where there's that crease. Right, let's do the cake itself. I think it will be quite pale, so I'm going to try the green gold and see if that's the right. I'm always I struggle a bit with cake colour. I mean, it could be that this is iced, but I'm now doing it like this is bare sponge. It's a little bit too, it's not quite the right colour. We'll put another colour on top in a minute anyway. I'm thinking, because this bit looks like it's sort of icing. So there is a bit of our cake. Yeah, let's go over it now. I'm going to do it, this is raw umber, quite gently. Because we don't want it to look burnt. But it just wasn't quite the right colour. Obviously it depends on what type of cake it is as to what colour, whether it's got spice in or whether it's got chocolate powder in or vanilla or how well cooked it is, but I think we'll just leave it there. I think that's okay. Now, I'm trying to think of what colour icing. I'm wondering whether to do it green because that's sort of Christmassy. What colour would I do icing? I'd do it red or green. Not yellow, gold. I could do it cream, like it's just a bit of cream. I think I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to do it cream, just like it's a buttercream. So remember, this first one is the base of the hat, so don't put your cream on there. got a little heart. I'm assuming these circles and things are supposed to be little sweets, candies, that sort of thing. You could do them as chocolate drops. But I'm thinking more silver. I was thinking about doing them as a silver dot, and I'm actually going to use my silver pencil to make them, oh, it's really hard to read, to make them into like silver balls. Now you want to try and go a few more layers around the outside, it's so small. Try and make them look a bit more spherical. Yeah. The heart though, I'm thinking red. I'm actually going to use the middle cadmium red so it sort of ties in with the colour we've done already. There we go. And then we have our gift. Keeping in with my Christmassy colours, I'm thinking I want to do that green and maybe yellow. I think I'll go for this. This is our permanent green. And I'm going to do that for the sort of wrapping paper. I purposely wanted something that isn't the same as the tree. So it definitely looks like I've picked a different colour. And then the ribbon, a yellow, so I want a brighter yellow that doesn't look like the cream. But I don't want it orangey, so I'm going to use the light chrome yellow. But I think it's nice and yellow. It's not going to look like that cream that's behind it. I'm going to block that in. I'm not going to try and go for shine, because again, it's a decoration, it's fondant or something. It's not a silky ribbon. There we go. Now we have our cupcake case. Now I quite like doing these in a pattern, which I'm going to do, white and red. This is my middle cadmium red, and I'm going to put some stripes in it. So I'm actually going to put a stripe down the centre of each of these sections. Could be a bit thicker than that. If you don't want to do it stripy, you can just block it in with the colour. I find this easier than trying to think about the shadow and it going in and out of the cake. You know, these sort of bits can be quite complex. But if you do it like this, it's easier, but you do have to follow now. So I'm doing that across one there, parallel with there. That one parallel with there. So they don't sort of necessarily line up with each other. So sort of got to think about the pattern on the cake. The wrapper, but here we'll join them up a bit more. Hopefully that sort of makes sense. I'm going to draw in the shadow with a grey, I think. I'm going to use the cold grey 4 so it shows up. And what I'm thinking, is that where we've got a crease inwards, we just need a bit of shadow along there. But we don't want it to look like it's a stripe. To be a little bit gentle. Like that, so it just looks like we've got a bit of shape. Not sure if it really looks like that, but there we go. There's our cake case. Now we've got these little leaves. Again, I want to use a green. Again, I want to use a slightly different shade. So I'm going to use this permanent green olive. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was saying how she always reaches for her olive greens, and she used a bluey green, but she'd used all olives apart from that, and was a little bit disappointed because it didn't quite work. But I tend to reach for my olives as well, They just, I just like them. But the bluey greens go nicer with pinks and purples and blues. And of course I use them here for this background and I really like that. But it just, you know, it's tricky getting it right. But I think that works with this particular page. Now, background. I was thinking of doing red, but obviously I've got red here, but I'm going to do a slightly different red. So I'm going to use the burnt carmine, the pompeian red, and maybe, what's that? Yeah, maybe the dark flesh is my sort of lightest colour. So although we're using reds, they're really different reds to what we've used here. It's a bit of an experiment, still might be a bit close, but I'm going to go for it. So here's our burnt carmine coming in. Sorry, I would show you, but really you can't see. So I'm putting this down first and then I'm going to lighten it. It doesn't really look that red, it looks a bit more pink, I think. These are quite sort of different reds, more pinky reds, or almost maybe more brick type reds. This one is not really even red, I wouldn't have said. Anyway, just a bit different. Now I don't want my dark area to go too close to the cake, really, so I'm going to have to make this sort of do. There we go. And now the pompeian red. I'm going to overlap a lot of what I've done already. And then it blends it better into this. And we can slowly bring it in towards the centre. It's quite a big difference between this and the next colour, so I want to make sure that I fade it quite well so that it's easier to blend. I find the lighter you go, the easier it is. Just my personal sort of observation, as it were. Ooh, my tablet's gone off, just switch it back on. See if boys been in touch. They haven't. I'm just hoping they got to uni okay. Actually, one of them might not be there yet. I'm trying to stay more chilled and just assume that if they need me, they'll let me know. This is the dark flesh, which is also known as salmon, and I'm going to use this over everything to just hopefully bring it all together and sort of fade it up as we get near the cake itself. And when I'm done with the background, I'll decide whether I want to do more with the white bits or not, or whether I want to do anything with more with the background. You know, on some of them, these I've added shapes and things, and some of them I haven't. And some of them I've added stars and snow. This obviously doesn't need stars or snow, but we'll see. If you have accidentally coloured over your bobble or this bit, you can just go over it with the white pen if you've got one, or try and erase it gently. Quite difficult to erase completely. Coloured pencil doesn't erase brilliantly, but you can get a little bit away. Okay, I'm thinking here needs a little bit more work. There we go. I'm looking at that white. I'm happy with the white being left white. I'm thinking I would like just a little bit of glitter. Where's my pen? I'm just going to use the plain glitter pen, the 700, to do over the top of the silver balls. just to give them a little bit more something. Don't know what, something, yeah. You may not be able to see that in camera, but there we go, there's the glitter. So there is that one. It didn't take too long, that one, but then I left a few bits white, didn't I? But there we go. We've only got 4 to go. My goodness, getting very close to the big day. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and comment. All those things is so appreciated. Thank you so much. Have a super day and happy colouring.